Welcome to the formal introduction of the desert will blossom. Okay, thank you for joining me on my first video, and now we're here on this second video. Here's where I'm gonna pour my heart pour my heart out to you a little bit, because this part is a little touchy for me, in the sense that I'm speaking to all my friends and family that I know, all of you that I know personally, that you know me personally, and not just to you. I say to you because to you who I've known and I've had many opportunities to reach you, or many missed opportunities. Many times I've been wanting to come out to you, but for whatever reason I've been hindered, or it just hasn't worked out that way. And now I'm finally having the opportunity to come and join you in your home and to share the word of God with you. So I get to pour my heart out to you right now. Let's let you know that this is where I'm going to do that right now. So just want you to pay attention, and also make no mistake, my heart goes out the same way to anyone else out there who has a longing and wants to know the Lord. You are a brother, you are a sister to me. We are one, and if you stick with me through this, I am determined. I am right now. For me, this is number one for me right now. And if you stick with me through this, I believe you'll receive a blessing. It's gonna help you through a lot of challenges. If you have challenges, this is gonna help you. This program is gonna help you through it. Okay. All right. So my formal introduction is going to be based on Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1. Paul, the apostle Paul, right? Who he is an apostle separated unto the gospel of God. Okay? And he was a mighty apostle. Okay? Mighty preacher. And so we're going to take it from verse 8 and we're going to go down to verse 17. Okay, Romans 1 verse 8 to 17. So here's where I pour out my heart to you, but by the words of the apostle Paul in his speech to the Romans. Okay, he longed to visit Rome in this speech right here. So it's the same way for me. I've longed to visit you. So here it goes, verse 8 to 17, Romans chapter 1. First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for you all, that your faith is spoken of throughout the whole world. For God is my witness, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayers, making request, if by any means now at length I might have a prosperous journey by the will of God to come unto you. For I long to see you, that I may impart unto you some spiritual gift, to the end ye may be established. That is, that I may be comforted together with you by the mutual faith both of you and me. Now I would not have you ignorant, brethren, that oftentimes I purposed to come to you, but was led hitherto, which means I was hindered, okay, that I might have some fruit among you also even as among other Gentiles. I am debtor both to the Greeks and to the barbarians, both to the wise and to the unwise. So, as much as in me is, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. Okay, so what this basically means is he's expressing that he's preaching the gospel to whosoever will. Okay, he's received the testimony of Christ to go preach, and he's preaching to whosoever. He's preaching to, at this point, he's going to the Romans. He's going to preach to them. He wants to preach to them. He's longing to preach to them. So he's going to preach to them. And right now, for me, I'm preaching not only to, the true church of the Lord, the true people, the Israelites, in the church, in the Seventh-day Adventist church, but I'm also preaching to anyone else in the world, in other churches, because God said, other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also must I bring. And so we're going to touch these. Like I said, you're not going to get everything in one video. It's going to be spread out. So, but it's going to come back. It's definitely going to come back together thoroughly, without a doubt. So any questions going to be answered. Don't even hurt your head. But yeah, so in Adventist church, we're going to find God's going to have his first fruits, what is called his first fruits. Okay. And that's where judgment will begin, in the house of God. God's going to make us, he's going to make a selection of his saints right there first, a purification of the church. And then in the world, a great multitude, okay, which no man could number. So he's gonna make a separation for himself first in the church, in Adventist church, which is the true church. Keep the Sabbath. They have all the laws. They keep all the laws that the other churches keep, including the Sabbath, and the judgment prophecies and everything. So we have these two separations. We're gonna look for two judgments, okay, in the house of God, and then afterward in the world, okay. But we're not touching that right now. So I'm basically telling you, just like Paul went and he's wanted to preach to Rome, he wanted to preach to whoever, the Greeks, and so the gospel is spreading. And same way, I want to reach whoever is willing. So I continue now. It says, "The just shall live by faith. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek." So he's not ashamed of the gospel of Christ because it's the power of God unto salvation, right? To the Jews first, and then to the Greek also, right? So the Jews, we know the story of God calling Abraham right after the flood, right? God called Abraham out from this idolatrous nation, okay? He called him out, and so that he could, make a great nation out of him, okay? And he called him out from this place of idolatry and idol worship and corruption, and say, hey, come set yourself apart, come serve me, come worship me, come sacrifice to me, and so that you could be saved. Keep my laws, learn of me, know who I am, and I will bless you. I'll bless your seed. I'll bless your descendants. Okay, and then he had some descendants according to the word of God. He had Abraham he had the son Isaac, and then Jacob, had the 12 sons, which became, they are the 12 patriarchs, and so they became a great nation. Okay, the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's so today, we believe that these tribes are scattered throughout the whole world, scattered everywhere. Okay, so God is gonna call them back. He's gonna call them back, but we're gonna find out how and all the details to that as things go on. Okay. So he's saying here now, I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and to the Greek also. Some people are ashamed of the gospel. Okay, we can't afford to be ashamed of the gospel. It's the power of God unto salvation to save your life, man. It's the most blessed, glorious life of happiness and peace and love. and honor and nobility and joy beyond your understanding, beyond our imagination. Okay, and the fellowship, man, the brotherly love in there, it's worth striving for with all your life, all your efforts to understand it. It's nothing like it, nothing. The enemy wants to create a deception, wants to create distraction, wants to corrupt God people. But let's stay focused on the Lord. Let's keep our eye on Him every day, strengthen and encourage each other. And we have to bind together. We have to help each other. We have to be more aggressive. We have to be on fire. Right now, God's people are not like binding together. The condition is dreadful. It's terrible. And we're going to get into all those subjects, okay? All those subjects, we're going to get into them. We're just warming up. Believe me, this is just the warm up. It's just the introductory. Okay, so like I said, we just read he's going to the Jews first and also to the Greek. So the Jews was, God people from Abraham, his seeds, the 12, Jacob, the 12 tribes. You all should know the story by now. Okay? And, but we will be hearing a lot about them. So we're not even going to touch that now. So that's why I'm preaching to you, preaching to all of you, not just my people in Seventh Adventist Church, who this message is primarily for, but it's to everyone. Okay? Last verse, verse 17. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed, from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. Wow, lovely. It's all about faith. So that's what I want to help you to have. I want to help you to have that eye of faith. Okay? Not this eye of the carnal nature and the flesh and the things of this life and the pleasures of this world and the lusts of this world and the materialistic things and the tangibles. What can I touch and feel and like, okay, yeah, if I could touch it, I could feel it, and yeah, it's for real, and and it's gonna do something for me. Man, if I could help you to understand, God has something much more abundant for us, man, much more. And I'm only expressing this like this because I'm coming to the realization of it more and more. Okay, I'm coming to, and a lot of people is sacrificing the blessings, the abundant lifestyle that God is giving for nothing, man. This world ain't got nothing. It's got nothing but disease and corruption, filth, and people just like robots now. It's like they are literally zombies today. God is taking His spirit away from these people. It's right now we moving into an age right now where it's the line between good and evil. It's gonna be so easy to determine somebody that's good and bad, because I tell you right now, the Spirit of God is being taken away from those who are not making a stand for Him. And that's one of the most important things I want you to understand. If you're not making a stand for God now, if you're not starting to make a stand for Him, you're not like trying to seek Him out, to look for Him in this wicked abomination, nation and country and this world. If you don't want to look for God, He's gonna draw His Spirit away from you gradually. Take it away. Because what happens is He has it inside of you. You're not using it. You're not doing nothing with it, and he's giving you a chance. People, he's sending preachers, he's sending people to minister to you, and so he's gonna take it away from you gradually, until he's gone, and then you're like a psycho. You're like a robot maniac. You're gonna be like these people out there, and you see all these riots we having now, huh? Riots and protests, and what are they rioting about, and what are they protesting for? Some of them you might say they have a legitimate protest for certain stuff, certain political stuff, and in certain countries, Venezuela or wherever, and people being mistreated. But some of these riots, man, it's just insane. And some of these protests are for what? So that they could live this adulterous and abominable type of lifestyle. Why? Because they hardened their heart, and the Lord is taking His Spirit away from them. Okay? Now I want you guys to know something. Okay? These people that are they're losing the Spirit, we're supposed to love them. We're supposed to love them. God say, love your enemies. I want to make that clear because I've been hearing that before. Okay, and some people misunderstand that, and it's it's reasonable to understand that we could misunderstand that, because there's things in the Bible it seem to be contradictory. In the Old Testament, the law was a kind of a way that you know Christ had to come in the New Testament and say, look, I know you guys had heard and known that the law was like such and like such, but now I'm telling you this is how it is, because I didn't come to destroy the law, but I came to fulfill it. He came to strengthen it. He came to enforce it. He came to lift it up and give it power, force, and raise it, raise up the standard, to exalt the law. And he said, love your neighbors. He said, love your enemies. Because he said, yeah, I've heard that it has been said, love your neighbors and hate your enemies. But I say unto you, he said that you have to love your enemies. Okay. Now, some people might have a hard time to understand that, but he said that what? He said that his let me see. I'm gonna find it for you right now in Matthew, right quick. Matthew, in the book of Matthew. All right. I'll tell you exactly what he said. We're probably gonna hear about it again, but yeah. Again, I want to tell you, you need to get because we're working together. We're like co-laborers. It's not just me sitting in front of you, you watching the screen. You need to be having your Bible in front of you right now, man. You need to be getting on fire for God, so the Spirit could fill up inside of you. Okay, it's gonna be a transition. It's a transition you're making. It's think about me like a fitness coach or something. That's the way to think about it. You're gonna get stronger. Once you start to get strong, after a while, it's not gonna be like, oh, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with this sin. Oh, I'm struggling with that problem or that addiction. It's not gonna be like that. Right? I'll tell you something. When you trust in the Most High, when you trust in the Holy One of Israel, believe me, He will take it away. He can do it. But I'm gonna share with you. Just keep watching these videos. I will share with you by the grace of the Lord how to get rid of all of it. I will show you by His grace. Okay, I'm flipping. I'm talking and I can't focus. So it's in where is it? Matthew. Yeah. Okay, Matthew chapter 5. Okay, I'm gonna show you about how we gotta love. Okay, and I'm gonna explain to you now the reasoning about this love. Okay, so Christ now. We're not gonna go on it too long, but we're just gonna touch it. Christ said, okay, where is it? How am I feeling like I'm lost? If I send to you. Yeah, this is a long chapter. Yes. Teaching on loving enemies. Matthew 5 verse 43 to 45. I'm gonna take. Let me see. That's what I'm gonna read for you to help you to understand about this and put this into practice. All right, watch this. So, teaching on loving one's enemies. Matthew 5. I'll read from verse 43 to 45. Ye have heard that it have been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. That was, that Christ said that have been said. You have heard that it has been said. That's something that they used to hold before. Love your neighbor, but your enemy is okay. You can hate your enemy. That's your enemy, right? But Christ is saying now, he said, but I say unto you, love your enemies. Right? You listening? But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Okay, they cursing you, right? They putting all kind of witchcraft and sorcery. They trying to do their best to destroy you. But he said, bless them. All right. So don't lean to your own understanding. Just do what the Lord says. Okay. He said, bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. They hate you. Okay. They probably done something crazy to you, or whatever it might be. But do good to them. How do you do good to them? If you have an opportunity to do good to them, yes, you do good to them. But you don't go around them, like looking like for to do them good. If you're around them by some chance and you have the opportunity to do your enemy good, then yeah. But other than that, stay away from your enemies or stay away from the wicked. That's what David says in Psalms 1, which I quoted at the very beginning of this movie. You got to understand discretion, okay, in everything. We're gonna go through a lot of these things, so these stuff is gonna compound eventually, the understanding, because it's like we're gonna be having a relationship, we're gonna have a friendship. So what I know, you're gonna know, and then you'll be able to determine, okay, yes, this is good or this is but it's gonna take time. All right. Then it says here, what he says now. So I'm gonna take it back from verse 44. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Pray for them. All right. That ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. I think this will help you to understand why and how Christ is saying this. He made the reasoning for you in verse 45. He says that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he, your Father in heaven, maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good. Does not the evil enjoy the sun every day? So God loved them, right? He gave them sun. Sun is life. Without the sun, we're all dead. Doom. I get sun, he gets sun. Whether we good or bad, we all get the sun. And what about the next thing? And sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Whether you're a just man or you're an unjust man, righteous or wicked, you get sun, you get rain, right? So that's the reasoning behind it. God loved even his enemies. God loved them. Believe that. Now, there's a certain point that God no longer loves them. That's after their time has expired. That's after probation has closed for them. Okay? So, I'm going to touch that for you just right quick. I wasn't really trying to do that. I kind of just moving this one a little bit on the go, really, right now. Because this is not like a subject matter, just kind of putting a few things here for this. But the next video is going to be a subject. It's going to be on Isaiah chapter 55, an everlasting covenant. I want you to join that everlasting. That's important for you. You want to be saved? You must be found bounded up within that everlasting covenant with God. Okay, that's going to be Isaiah 55. Now, I'm going to help you to understand this thing about loving and all that stuff. Let's go to Psalms chapter what again? Where am I? No, I think it's Proverbs. Yeah, Proverbs. Okay, let's go to Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs. If you pay attention to what I'm sharing with you, don't worry, I'm going to also be sharing ways of how to make it easy. I say easy, but we're gonna vary it up a bit. We're gonna shake things around. It's not gonna be the same. We're gonna move things around to where you could put these things into your life. There's a strategy, there's a way of going about it so that it's bearable. You know why? Because the carnal nature can't take the spiritual things. The carnal nature can't sit down and read a Bible. Some people probably done left the video already. Like, sit down and read this Bible. I'm tired already. Yeah, God. So, yeah, I know it. I've been through that. I mean, it takes time to sit down, but after you sit down, man, and man, I cry for people that don't know the joy in the Lord. Cry, I'm telling you, man. Okay, so let me help you to understand this thing about love, and let me help you to understand this thing about when it comes to your enemies and the wicked. Okay, we go into Proverbs 1. It's Proverbs 1. Yeah, Proverbs chapter 1. Okay, so remember, I just explained to you that you have to love your enemies according to Matthew chapter 5. Okay, It was from verse 40, I think 43 to 45. And Christ said, love your enemies, because in loving your enemies, you're going to be the children of your Father in heaven, because He gave us rain and sun, even sun and rain, to both the good and the bad, just and the unjust. So, I mean, He loved them, He poured sun and rain to them here. But God could prevent his enemies from getting sun and rain if He wants, right? You know that. He could just say, rain over here alone, the cloud over there alone, and no rain here ever, which He is going to do eventually. He's going to do that. That's after probation has closed. Then He's going to hate them. Then He's going to hate them. But until then, brethren, we have to plead with them, fight with them to save their soul, if there's any chance for them. But we have to do it with discretion. We don't just go around the ungodly. Because God, in Psalms 1, what did David say? He said, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. They having their counsel, they having their meeting. I ain't walking around there. You can't catch me walking there. Anybody that know me, they know they ain't gonna see me around these kind of people talking stuff and making plans and all kind of deceitful things, and you ain't gonna catch me there by the grace of the Lord. Walking around the counsel of the ungodly, standing in the way of those sinners, sitting in the seat of the scornful, making jokes and mockery. You ain't gonna catch me there. But if I meet up with a wicked person and and they in danger or something, I'll do good to them to help them. That's Christ. That's the way He come to save us. Okay. So these things, there's a lot of stuff for us to learn, but we ain't gonna all learn all in one shot. It's gonna be gradual. But now understand this: in Proverbs chapter 1, here the difference between when the probation is going for them and when it's closed. That's when God is not gonna love them no more. And when He doesn't love them anymore, my brethren, it's trouble. You do not want to be on that side of God. And these people don't know, man. I be saying to myself, man, they don't know, man. They don't know. You don't want to be on that side of the maker, man. You don't want to be on that side. When probation closes and your time is finished, and He hates you at that point, listen what happened. Proverbs chapter 1. I'll take it from verse 20. Okay? Wow, I can't believe we 27 minutes in already. It says, I will cut it off soon. It says, wisdom crieth. Okay, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. In the opening of the gates, in the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. How long? That's what wisdom crying. Wisdom is always crying that. Okay, we continue, verse 23 of Proverbs 1. Turn you at my reproof. That's what the Lord's saying. He's reproofing people many times, even right now. Okay? He says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. He said, turn you at my reproof. The Lord is reproving people all the time. They're not turning. They're not turning. He said, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Do you know what it means? Do you even have a clue what it means for God to make known His words unto you? For Him to pour out His spirit unto you? People don't know. A lot of people don't know what it means, really. They might hear people like, hey, they hear the saints rejoicing, and they just think it's like it. They don't know what it really means. They don't know what it means. It's hidden from their eyes. They don't have eyes to see and ears to hear. And I'm going to always share that with you. You have to have eyes to see. And you have to have ears to hear. All right? We're gonna come that subject. We're gonna be touching that all the time. ICC and ASA here. Okay, so you can understand what I mean, because there's a lot of people, they claim, hey, I could see already. I know it all already. I know it. I don't need that junk you got. I need to hear about this Christ or this story or this and that. But they could see. They could hear. They know what's going on. They know what's going on. They're better than you. They're better than me. They're better than everybody, right? But they're staying in the foolishness, in the folly, right? They're not turning on the reproof of the Lord. And now he can pour out his spirit to them, and make known his words unto them. When you open the Bible, when you open the Bible and you just seeing the words, just the Lord just revealing to you deep things that maybe no other man is even seeing. Anyway, so when we go on verse 24, it says, now, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel. They despised all of my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own evil devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So now do you see at which point he's going to hate his enemies? After probation close, he's going to reach a certain time, and he's going to say, because I called and you refused, I stretched my hand and no man regarded, but ye have set at naught all my counsel. Every counsel you set it at naught. I don't care about it. He said, then I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. They're mocking now, and they're doing this and doing that, and the Lord is still caring for them. He knows he has a judgment in his hand. He knows, how to deal with them, because they have some of the wicked doing some stuff, and the Lord is going to deal with them. He's, obviously he's going to deal with some of them. He's been dealing with many of them already anyway, but there's a time when the cup is full and the Lord will deal with them. But I tell you, we're approaching a time when he's getting ready to deal with them drastically, and we're going to see that in this channel. You're going to see that. All those worshippers of idols, you're going to hear about this. Worshipping idols and false gods and making sacrifices and all this foolishness and making mockery and fun at the saints and all this stuff. Okay, probation's still there. Probation is still open. The Lord is still pleading. The Lord is still pleading. Now, it's have some of them, God is going to deal with in his own time and in his own way. But there's a set time for probation of the living when it's going to close, and he's going to literally cast judgment, and then he's going to actually take away. He's going to take away his reign. Then he's going to take away his son, from them. Okay, then he's gonna take away, then he's gonna add plagues to them, okay, and destroy them and make them suffer, not just destroy. Dreadful suffering, dreadful, okay. But for the righteous man, it's gonna be so blessed and glorious. Anyway, um, just two last thoughts as we close. 35 minutes has passed, and I just want to close with this thought that so let's love our enemies. Let's not go in their way. Let's not dwell among them. Let's not sit down at where they sit, because then we will be wicked just like they are to be among them. But if by chance they happen to be around you and or in a situation with you, and then you could help them, or you see a way to help them, help them. What are you gonna do? You gonna you know you see somebody that you hate, your enemy, and maybe they suffering or something happened, they failed out and they need help. You there, you get that's when you gotta shine the light of Christ. It is at that point, and then maybe it may strike them in their heart, and they might be saved. Okay, the Lord is pleading for my God. Love us so much, man. Man, God have a kind of a love for His people, man, pleading for us. Seriously. So I just want to touch this point right here. It's in Isaiah 28, verse 9 and 10. This is how we're going to search the scriptures. He said, whom shall he teach knowledge? Okay, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Okay. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Okay. So basically, the gist, the most important thing here for you to see is we're gonna take a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit. That is the strategy, my friend. That is the strategy. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. And then you're gonna get strong. You're gonna get strong. And then it's not gonna be like, man, I can't read this book. I'm tired of this thing and this sin, this trouble. I like it too much and I don't wanna, this Bible is boring. I can't. It becomes a joy eventually. You don't get tired. Let me tell you. At first, I used to be like, man, sit down, read something, study something. I gotta go. Okay, that's it, man. That's enough. So I couldn't wait to like finish. And then after a while, when I stuck in there, I decided, man, look, this life ain't got nothing for me. Me to study. Lord, I will turn to you with all my heart. And I'm reading, I'm studying, right? And then it's like, now you can't take the Bible away from me. Are you insane? You want to get into problems with me? I'm telling you, you cannot take my Bible. You can't take my Bible away from me right now. We're gonna have problems, okay? So this is telling us precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. And they talk about milk and drawn from the breast, which is, we gotta learn to grow strong in the word, basically is what it's saying. Okay? And to eat some solid stuff. Okay? So we go close one right there. It's been a blessing, and love you guys, and see you all the next time. I'm gonna do the next time right now, as a matter of fact. And for me, it's late, so don't think that it's 38 minutes, 40 minutes. And for me, uh, it's midnight for me right now. 11:59. Let me show you. See, it's 12 o'clock. 11:59. So I take this serious right now. Yeah. I really feel the Lord is telling me, share. The people crying, they're dying. Yeah, a lot of false shepherds, a lot of greedy shepherds out there only care about themselves and not the flock. All right, take care. Just stick with this channel, and I'm gonna continue to share tips and advice. We ain't started yet, brethren. Believe me. I haven't started to share some tips. I'm gonna share some tips in the next video. I gotta cut this one here now. It's going 40 minutes. Blessed are you could endure. Okay, later.